So the Phoenix Suns are at a little bit of an impasse here with their star center, Deandre Ayton. Fresh off his first NBA Finals run, their center is looking for the max rookie extension. He's a part of that 2018 NBA draft class, and their day has come to get paid for all the most talented rookies in that class. Luka Doncic's already got the extension. Trae Young's already got it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's already got the extension. And recently this week, Michael Porter Jr. got the entire 5 years, $172.5 million that you can get a part of that rookie max extension. That's for the 2018 class. So anybody in that class, you got until October 18th, I believe, is the deadline to sign that extension. If not, then you'll play the game of restricted free agency and all that with your team. Well, the Suns don't want to pay Deandre Ayton the full $172.5. And by the way, that number could get up to $207 million. If he's really great, he can get even more money. The Suns don't want to pay that. If you don't know much about that Phoenix organization, their owner, Robert Sarver, I don't like calling people cheap when you're that rich. I don't think that's the right thing for me to say because, compared to me, he's a very profitable and he pays a lot of people. So he spends his money. Like, I don't want to use the term cheap. I guess relatively speaking, he is a cheap owner. He doesn't like spending money that he doesn't have to. And he already paid Devin Booker, and he just gave Chris Paul the bag. Chris Paul opted out of the last year of his deal. I'm sure nobody in that Phoenix organization expected him to be that great, in which they had to pay him a new deal that'll get him to the age of 40. That's what, $30-some-odd million a year. So now it's like, dang, I got to pay DeAndre Ayton that type of dollar as well? I don't know. This is interesting to me because if I'm grading him on the scale of Luka Doncic, who got it, he's not nowhere near Luka. He's not the number one or number two option of his team. Trae Young is the number one of his team. Again, DeAndre Ayton's not the number one and number two of his team. If I'm grading him on the scale of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who also got the extension, it's starting to get interesting because DeAndre Ayton's more accomplished than Shai, but I think Shai's a better hooper. And I'm just going to always pick perimeter player over big man, unless your name is Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid. That's just me. I have a hard time justifying paying my third option versus Oklahoma City, who they paid their first option. Also, they're not paying anybody else. They're pretty much tanking for the next 10 years. Like, it's easy for them to play Shai. But the one that gets to me if I'm DeAndre Ayton, the one that bothers me, and I don't believe it's an accident that this story comes out this week as DeAndre Ayton tries to get that money that Michael Porter Jr. just got. That would be the one that bothers me, right? Because I can make a case that DeAndre Ayton has been more valuable to Phoenix than what Michael Porter Jr. has been to Denver as of just yet. Now, if you're asking me who I like to be a better basketball player, Michael Porter Jr.'s got the total package. As long as his head is in the game and his motor stays afloat, like, this dude will be an all-star in this league. I've always been high on Michael Porter Jr. I don't know. Some of the other stuff with me gets me with Michael Porter Jr., but on the court, he's going to be an incredible talent for years to come. But he is the third option on Denver's team. Jamal Murray obviously went healthy. Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the league. Like, at best, it's been MPJ as the third option. And to be real with you, a lot of nights he's been the fourth to fifth option, depending on what Will Barton is giving you. A lot of times the Nuggets have had a role player step up in the last couple years, any given night. Now they got Aaron Gordon. They've locked him up. He can step up and be your second or third option any given night. My thing is, with Denver, I don't look at Michael Porter Jr., even though they paid him, as a guy that's going to hold down the fort while Jamal Murray is gone. I don't. He should be at that type of dollar, but I don't. I understand why Denver paid him because he's an incredible talent, but I don't. And I think DeAndre Ayton has a very big case. It's like, yo, I'm more valuable than MPJ has been to Denver. I'm fresh off the NBA Finals. I had to guard Giannis in the NBA Finals. Like, that wasn't an easy task, bro. Like, my team was on the team that beat Michael Porter Jr.'s team, right? Like, my team was the one that beat his team. Don't I deserve a stake of that pie? We're selling out that building in Phoenix. We got that fan base rejuvenated again. They're thinking about finals runs and championships. As long as we got Chris Paul, I understand Phoenix's side too. They're like, yo, bro, you're not a max player. You're not really a rookie max player. It's just the circumstance of how the league has shifted. Typically, a top pick in a draft who performs well is not necessarily on the greatest of teams, right? But in Michael Porter Jr.'s case, because they got an all-timer in Chris Paul, They got a really good guard in Devin Booker. He finds himself in the unique spot of, okay, I'm on a really good team. They probably would be good without me, but I do contribute really good numbers. So what do you do with that guy? He wants 172 and a half. I'm sure the Suns are trying to get that number closer to 130, 140. Y'all let me know. Would y'all pay Deandre Ayton the rookie max extension that he wants? And again, obviously, I know it ain't my money or your money, but let's play in the realm of things here. Again, keep in mind from that 2018 class, Luka got it, Trey got it, SGA got it, and then MPJ got the extensions, the entire rookie max. There's DeAndre Ayton right there, the former #1 pick in that draft. He's looking for it. Let me know what y'all would do if you were Robert Sarver and the Phoenix Suns organization.